Meanwhile, the United States has once again defended its deployment of a controversial missile system in South Korea. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says the system known as THAAD is necessary to respond to what he called North Korea's threat.
The United States is committed to supporting the defense of our allies, and we will continue to develop a comprehensive set of capabilities to counter the growing North Korean ballistic missile threat. That's why the United States and the Republic of Korea decided to take the defensive measure of deploying THAAD missile defense system.
Tillerson made the comments during a joint press conference with his South Korean counterpart in Seoul. He criticized China's opposition to THAAD, saying Beijing's economic retaliation against Seoul over the deployment of the projectile system is, quote, inappropriate and troubling. The American top diplomat also threatened North Korea with military action, saying the U.S. strategic patience with Pyongyang has ended. The United States' military collaboration with South Korea has infuriated North Korea and drawn strong criticism from China. Pyongyang and Beijing accuse Washington of adopting provocative measures in the region. Crossing over to Ontario, joined by independent media personality and political commentator, Mr. Jason Unruhe. Thank you so much for being with us. Well, your take on this. There seems to be a lot of American arrogance going on. Your take on all of this. Why does it seem that the United States wants to exacerbate this tension between itself and North Korea?
Well, the main reason that they're pushing these renewed tensions, saying that the 20 years of diplomatic patience is over, is their way of saying that the DPRK has now increased its technological capability in terms of missiles and nuclear technology to a point where they simply just can't pretend it's not there anymore. They want to cut down on the DPRK's capability to defend itself. And now a certain threshold has been passed where they simply don't have the time to be patient and try to be diplomatic with them. The DPRK now has the necessary technical capability of retaliating against any kind of invasion they face. But just recently, the last missile test, 4 missiles were sent into the Sea of Japan near Japan's economic zone, still far enough away. But it was certainly a demonstration that they have the technical capability of striking against a serious U.S. ally should the need arise. They're demonstrating their ability to defend themselves. And what the U.S. wants to do now is to try to squash the DPRK as much as they can before they get some kind of total, complete nuclear weapon that's capable of mass devastation. It has always been about undermining the DPRK as slowly its ability to assert its independence has increased. That threshold to where Washington is not going to be able to do anything substantial to the DPRK without a significant loss of life.
Let me just jump in here. Let me just jump in here, because if we look at it, as some would say, as both Beijing and Pyongyang, they are saying that actually that North Koreans are, as a matter of fact, reacting to the U.S.'s aggressive behavior in that region. What would you say to that?
Well, certainly the U.S. is taking a very aggressive stance. They have to now, because they don't have the time to be patient and try to convince the DPRK to give up. That's the point of the sanctions that they've had on them for decades, was to try to undermine them and weaken them to the point where they would just give up and become puppets of U.S. imperialism. These renewed hostilities are designed to try to exacerbate the situation, as you say, and try to get the DPRK to probably make some kind of diplomatic mistake to justify an invasion, or always the goal of trying to make the DPRK look like it's some kind of irrational regime, or that Kim Jong-un is somehow crazy and not really in control of himself. All of it is a justification for pushing more hostilities on the country itself.
All right, thank you so much for being with us. Of course, we're keeping our eye on that story and the region. Mr. Jason Unruhe, independent media personality and political commentator out of Ontario.